Hey guys, thanks for watching. El Paso Tom here, and today, you know my fascination with ceramic bearings. So today we're going to take a pair of Time ATAC Carbon Titan pedals, and we're going to change out the bearings because after a race season and a lot of riding, these things have been getting kind of tight. So we're going to change them out. I'm going to show you how to do that. I got one disassembled over here. And I got the new bearings here, full ceramic bearings, very lightweight. You can see these here, very smooth. So, and essentially you have the body here. Titanium axle. Check it for damage. Looks okay. Seal, nut, and the old metal bearing, which has seen better days. So I'm going to show you how to take this apart, fix them, and put the bearings on, put them back together again. Okay, one of the first things I learned, I had a little difficulty with, was Time has this end cap here that takes a special tool, and Park makes some tools that do that. Look like this. Have ends that are supposed to go and do this, but the ones that I have weren't small enough to fit. So I went and got some snap ring like pliers like these, and they seem to do the job just fine. You put them in here like this, okay, give them a twist. Alright, so we got this off now. Take the cap off, put it aside, and there's your nut in there. So we got a 3/8 inch socket, and I'm gonna get it in there and get this thing off of here. We'll take it out. Alright, so spindle in there. It's out of there. Well, we'll get that out in just a second. There's the nut. Now, we got to be able to get this in there. If you can see way in there, there's the bearing right there. And there's a rubber seal right here. And this whole thing should just pull out. Now, this only goes one way. I thought first you would tap this thing this way with the bearing, but you don't do that. You actually want to tap the top of the spindle, and the spindle will come out, leaving the bearing in there, because the bearing presses in and stops against the inner lip in there. So I'm going to show you how I tap this bearing out. Let me put this in a vise, and I'll show you. Alright, sorry about the darkness over here. I put the pedal in a vise. Not the metal part, because this spindle down here has to be able to fall out. So just gently put the body, the black body part, and just snug it down so it doesn't move. And then what I did was I got a ball peen hammer and a punch, which I'm using backwards because this is wider. And I just set this on the top of the spindle, which is titanium, and I'm going to give it some taps. Just keep tapping it. And you'll see it start to come out. And then it just drops right off. Okay. It doesn't really look the same as the other one. Take the pedal out of the vise. And then we'll move back over here to the work area. And we'll set it down. Alright, now that I got the spindle out, this one's marked left. So this is actually the left spindle. And I don't know why it looks a lot different than the right spindle. You can see it has a groove in the middle. I don't know why that's like that. That's unusual. But I'm going to clean it up, get the old grease off of it. Take a look at it. This is your seal. Okay. Make sure the lip for the seal is out. Alright. And I'm going to put this down here. And now we'll get to putting on the new bearings. Alright. Alright, I almost forgot to tell you that how you're going to get the bearing out of there. What I do is, there's the bearing right there. Just turn it over. Get your punch. Just tap it. It should fall right out. There it is. There's your bearing. And clean that out. Alright, so let's reassemble some of this. I'm using some fill wood grease. You can use slick honey or whatever it is that you like. But just like to give everything a fresh coat. Just put a little bit on here. Move it around a little bit. Run the threads here, where the bearing's going to go. Just get it all up on there. I don't know if you can see this here, but this old bearing I took out has really tiny writing on it. It says 696Z. So, called it Boca Bearing, where I got these replacement bearings. And they matched up the specification for these time pedals, which is 696. There's a Z and a C3 fit. They all mean something. But this is the bearing replacement that you're going to need. Doesn't weigh anything. Comes in a little plastic baggie. Alright. Put a little grease on it. I'm going to take the pedal. I'm going to drop it right in there and push it up against their stop. There's a little lip in there. So, got everything greased up. A little bit of grease in there. There's the new bearing sitting in there. It's not really seated just yet, but it will be. And take our spindle, which we put some new grease on. Here's the seal. Remember, lip out. Slide that back down on there like that. Take the pedal, insert it back in. Okay. You'll see it come through the bearing. Okay. Get your nut and put that back on there. And then we'll by tightening it down, it's going to seat that bearing against that lip, and it'll stop when it's ready to go. So let's do that now. Alright, got your wrench, 15mm Park. Just kind of slip it on here. Then I slip off. Get tight. Alright, there it is. Now, you will notice there is a little bit of play on these time. It is normal. It's tight. It won't go any tighter. And I checked that there was play before I did this. So, everything's good. Now what we gotta do is replace our end cap. Okay? Use our snap ring pliers to tighten it up again. Alright, we got one back together again. Let's put the other one back together. I've already applied some fill wood waterproof grease to this, and then I'm going to put some grease inside here, as well as the back side. See, the lip is out. I want to slip it back over here, down onto the shaft of the spindle. Alright. Then I want to make sure I put a little bit of grease in here. And I'm going to spread it around inside there. Alright. Then we take the pedal body. Alright. Have our ceramic bearing. Put a little bit of stuff on here just in case. Alright. Alright. Just set it in there. There's a place it's going to drop into. Alright. Take your spindle. insert it in the other side, work it in there, come up through the bearing. All right, make sure that's all sealed up. Get your wrench, 10mm socket. And get that started on there. And then seat the bearing. Alright, stopped. Check the play. Very, very smooth. There is some play, a little bit. It's supposed to be there, but this has set itself all the way into the stop. Alright. And it's running smoothly. Now I'll put my end cap on. Tighten it up with the snap ring pliers. Again. Till it's tight. And then you're done. I also took the time to clean out the springs for the cleat mechanism. Sprayed them out really good. You can spray it with the some orange cleaner. I use Delicate Parts cleaner. Some's going to evaporate, and I lubed it with the Teflon dry lube. And then you're ready to put these back on your bike for another race season. So hope this interested you and it helped someone. Happy riding.